Hey everybody, welcome back to Living in Charlotte NC, the YouTube channel. Whoop, catch that, son. Where we talk about everything going on in the Queen City, which is Charlotte, North Carolina. We talk about neighborhoods like this one here. We talk about restaurants, schools, businesses, jobs, employment, the weather, everything you need to know if you're making a move or considering a move to the Charlotte area. And today what we're going to do is take you through a short tour of a higher end neighborhood in South Charlotte called Whitegate. Almost forgot for a second. Whitegate, right off Route 51, so stick around. All right, so this is Dave DeSilva with Long Tab Realty, brokered by Keller Williams in the Ballantyne area. And like we said, we're talking all things Charlotte. But what's going to help us have a better channel is if you do a couple things for us before we get started into this video about Whitegate. Number one is give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, and let us know that you like what we're putting out here. And just as importantly, go ahead and put in the comments things that you want to hear about the Charlotte market. So if you've got a particular neighborhood, if you've got a business, if you've got a school you want to hear about, or another subject topic, put that in the comments and we'll jump on that right away. So thank you very much. As a FYI, I'm a realtor here. I am a realtor here. Been doing this business for 23 years, full-time in Charlotte. Love what I'm doing and love what I'm trying to bring to you folks that are thinking of coming here. So if it's 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months that you're thinking of coming to the market, we're here to help. So look down below in the description. You can get on a Zoom call with me face-to-face, even though we're a good distance away sometimes. Face-to-face, ask questions, kind of set up your visit to Charlotte and let me know what you're looking to see, like I said. All right, in about 2 seconds, we're going to go ahead and jump into Whitegate and kind of give you that tour of Whitegate. I'm going to show you a little bit of the pros and cons, and then what we're going to do after that is kind of describe where Whitegate stands in Charlotte. We'll give you a little bit of a map tour. All right, so you hear the clicker. We are about to pull in right now into Whitegate. We're about 200 yards, maybe 150 yards west of the Ray Road and Route 51 intersection. Here we go, pulling into Whitegate. I got a guy behind me, so I'm going to go down into a cul-de-sac and show you some of the homes in the cul-de-sac, and hopefully he doesn't live in there. What you can see right off the bat is tomorrow is Wednesday. It's probably trash day. I start to see some of the trash containers out in the neighborhood. We are probably close to 3 miles west of the Arboretum in South Charlotte, maybe 2.5 miles east of the Route 485 intersection on Route 51, right across the street from Calvary Church, one of the largest religious facilities in the Southeast, or always had been. And we are, and I'll tell you this later on too, not too far from the airport, uptown, South Park, all that good stuff. We'll give you more information on that later on as we go. But what we want to do here is kind of just give you that driving tour of Highgate. You'll see new construction on the right. I got a couple pictures of that. The homes in here started getting built in about 2006-07. We're selling in 2007-08. They hit a lull when the market was crashing in 2008, 9, 10. Before that, it was mostly custom builders in here, and there have been a number of custom builders to buy up some lots. But for a while, Pulte Homes, which was not known as a custom builder, bought up a number of lots after the market crash and built several of these homes in here, a lot of the homes in here. You've also got Lenane, which is a nice luxury builder, Shea Homes, Copper Builders, Carolina Phoenix in here as well. So a total of, I believe, 64, 65 homes in Whitegate. And if I say Highgate, there's a Highgate, there's a High Grove, and I think we've talked about both those neighborhoods in the past. This is Whitegate. The newest home in here, you saw the one that we just passed. That's a new construction home. So obviously it's going to be probably completed in 2026. Coming up on a home, I think that was a 2024, not this white one here on the right, but this one here, and it could have been 2022. But most of them are between 2009, 10 and 2016, 17. Like I said, there's only 64, 65 homes in here, and there might only be one lot left that's not purchased, or that might have already been purchased. So this is closing down as far as opportunities to build new in here. You're going to see these homes listed probably in the $2 million average. I would say average because the high-end home that sold in here was 2.95 million. The low end was under $1 million when they first started kicking these things off. But again, that was 15, 17 years ago. Right now you're seeing homes when they do go on the market, 1.5 to 2.1, something along those range. You're seeing homes that are low end, just over 4,000 square feet. The upper end, just over 8,000 square feet. And you can see from the architecture in here, just quite a variety of styles. And there's people walking their dogs. I run through this neighborhood quite often. My wife and I also walk through here. It's a nice get off the highway type thing, or off Route 51 type thing. And it's a nice, comfortable walk through here. It's got a little bit of a hill here and there, which I like, and I think probably the owners like it too. It adds some variety to the landscaping. But you'll see, kids out there playing. You see people walking their dogs through here. It does connect to 5 Knolls, which we're gonna bump into in just a few minutes. That's a neighborhood in South Charlotte, a little bit of an older neighborhood. Most of the homes, again, are gonna be 5 to 6 bedrooms. I think we may have a few 4 bedrooms pop in here. I don't know off the top of my head, or even some of the initial research I was doing, if there's any 7 bedrooms. I think it's primarily 5 to 6 bedrooms. And here we are coming down this hill. We're gonna pull a U-turn in the cul-de-sac. So we're in Whitegate, and now we just popped into, I believe that's 5 Knolls neighborhood. And there's a new construction on the right. And that's Copper Builders. And like I said, they did build in Whitegate, and they're continuing to build around the area on infill lots. And we do have that in Charlotte. If you find a lot that you like, not a lot, plenty, but a parcel of land that you like and you want to build, there are some builders, both luxury and some of the big box builders too, will go ahead and put a home on that site for you. Ask me about that as you're giving me a thumbs up and a heart and leaving comments and ringing the bell so you'll know when we put out the next video, which is about every week, and we're not nearly done yet, but I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So here we are heading back up the hill to the rest of the homes here in Whitegate, which we haven't seen yet. And once we get up here and take a left, you're going to have seen almost 100% of the homes in the neighborhood. Like I said, 64, 65 homes. It borders on Chalice Farm to the west, which is a high-end gated community. Jake Delhomme used to have his home back up to one of these homes here on the right. Jake Delhomme was a QB for the Panthers on some of their Glory Day runs, took them to the Super Bowl. And a lot of other executive types or some athletes and some business owners would live in Chalice Farms. And just a really nice neighborhood. One of my neighbors' dads lived in there, and we were at his house a couple times, and it was just gorgeous. So you've got some nice neighborhoods surrounding it. Like I said, right across the street, and we'll see this in a second when we head back out to Route 51. But what you're going to see is Calvary Church. You've got the regional library, South Charlotte Regional Library, just a walk away. That is probably 150, 200 yards away. And in the next segment, when I get done with the neighborhood here, we're going to talk to you about what's around the area, how far you are from the highlights of South Charlotte or the highlights of the entire Charlotte region. So stick with us, but for about 20 seconds here, go ahead and take a look at these last couple homes as we head out towards Route 51 and back into our studio, as they would say in Hollywood, or maybe the news people say that. Okay, like I mentioned, Calvary Church is one of the largest religious facilities in the Southeast. And when we first moved here to Charlotte, none of this stuff that you're looking at, the fields were here, but none of this stuff as far as the restrooms or the picnic benches. The fields were nice, but they weren't as nice as they are now. None of that was here, just the big giant parking lot in Calvary Church, which you see behind us. If you see some cars going by out there in the distance, that is Route 51, east-west. That used to be the main road between, on the southern route, between Matthews and Pineville. North Carolina. That's before Route 485 came along. So we're kind of tucked inside the 485 loop on that road, Route 51. And this is, like I said, Calvary Church, the soccer fields. My kids played a lot of soccer out here, a little bit of t-ball. Very interesting. So we are, as I said, midway between Matthews and Pineville. Uptown is about 20 minutes from here. As long as the traffic's not too crazy, it could take 25, 30 minutes at rush hour in the morning or getting home in the evening. All right, so we do want to give you the pros and the cons to this neighborhood of Whitegate. And here's one of the cons, and it's probably not what you think. This is Route 51. It's 8:04 on a Monday. And yeah, there's traffic coming right down the road. But that's not necessarily the con, because you are insulated at Whitegate. You can see the tree line, and it's winter too, so you're kind of insulated from the noise once you get into the neighborhood. And I'll try not to make you dizzy, but the con is right here in front of you. Right there. What is that? You can only go right out of the neighborhood. That's Calvary Church behind us. But you can only go right. You go right down there about 200 yards or so, and then you can do a U-turn if you need to go left. But that's one of the few cons about this neighborhood, other than there's really no amenities, but it is a gorgeous neighborhood, and hope you've stuck around to witness it. Highgate. I'm sorry, I said Highgate a couple times. This is Whitegate in South Charlotte. Now, if you want to fly out of Charlotte, you're heading somewhere for business or for a personal trip, you've got Charlotte Douglas International Airport, one of the largest, or actually one of the busiest airports in the world, not just the country. And that's, again, 25, 30 minutes on the north, just a little bit northwest of here. You jump on 485 and get there pretty easily. Routes up into town, which I just talked about, are pretty easy to access from Highgate. Geez, I said Highgate again. From Whitegate. You've got Providence Road to the east. You've got Ray Road just a couple hundred yards to the east. Park Road and South Boulevard on the west side, getting you up into town. And then, of course, jump on 485 or 51 over to Route 77, which is going to take you right into Charlotte. So a lot of easy access into uptown Charlotte. A little closer are probably two hot spots. One is South Park. That's a great shopping location, a lot of retail business there, a lot of professional businesses there as well. And that is anywhere from maybe 10 to 12 to 15 minutes at most from Whitegate. And that's an easy trip from here right up Carmel Road, right up Ray Road. A lot of different roads will give you access to South Park if you want to do some shopping or hit some restaurants. My favorite place there is Little Mama's. And then about 5 to 7 minutes south of here is the Ballantine Bowl, which is fairly new. You've got a Wegmans in the area that's going up. You've got the Amp, which will give you a lot of entertainment, some musical activities, all sorts of stuff going on there. My favorite place there, I'm going to give you my favorite place everywhere, is probably Old Mecklenburg Brewery. Maybe that tells you something. But OMB just opened up a facility. It's maybe 14 to 17,000 square feet there. That's their second one in the area. But just a great place to go to meet some friends, have a burger, sit outside when it's cold. They've got a couple fire pits out there. Just really inviting, the whole bowl area and Ballantine. You know, if you want to take a little bit longer of a walk, probably less than a mile south of Whitegate is a Starbucks and a Trader Joe's. That's in the Little Piper Glen shopping center. Pretty easy access, sidewalks almost all the way down there. If you're into getting outside, doing some exercise, I live pretty close by. I live less than a mile from Whitegate. And one of the reasons I love living here is I've got access to the Greenway. A number of different locations to get on the Greenway. You can go and start at Trader Joe's and go about a 5.8 mile route all the way to the other end of the Greenway. That's down near Lowe's off of Route 51 and then back. So you got 11.6 mile round trip, and it's nice Greenway, mostly tar. You've got a little bit of boardwalk and a little bit of unpaved road. If you've got some youngsters that are going to play lacrosse or soccer or just want to go and play in a park, there's Colonel Davey Park, which is less than a mile to the east. That is a great place. It's got some AstroTurf fields. It's got some grass fields. And like I said, it's got a big old playground there. One more thing that's pretty cool in that Davey Park area is you've got a dog park. It has a location for big dogs and for little dogs, and sometimes it doesn't matter, you just mix them up. But it's got a great place for your dog Duffy or Levi or Doobie or something like that to go out there and run with with their buddies. All right, so one thing we'd like to ask you to do is, like I said, put comments in there. Let us know about different neighborhoods you'd like to find out about. Let us know what you're interested in for Charlotte. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. That'll really help a lot. And make sure if you're moving or you're coming to this area, you're thinking about moving here, get on a Zoom call with me. The description is down below, or the link is down, the description down below. Would love to talk to you about it. And lastly, I'm Dave DeSilva with Long Tab Realty, brokered by Keller Williams here in, actually down there a little bit, down there in Ballantyne. Would love to talk to you if you're thinking about coming here. So catch us next week. Thanks. Bye.